All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm gonna record a few episodes back to back to back to back. Um, I'd like to get past the end, which would take a few episodes probably. But I was mentioning in the previous episode that one of the ways you could defeat the end was by um, basically waiting too long, and then he'll just die of old age. So I kind of want to get past that point in one sitting so I don't accidentally beat him that way. I think what I'm going to do is I might either do a separate save so that way I can show how to beat him that way, or I might just grab clips off of YouTube. I'll probably do the grab clips off of YouTube, that way I'll grab one. I'll grab one of the sniping him on the pier as well. You hurt me. Venom. Ooh. Well, those haven't gone bad yet. Let's see. He's walking that way. Why? I was 90. I may have figured out the issue that I've been having for a while with the... I've complained in various videos of how it seems like my recording is really dark. I've been off and on goofing around with the color settings to try to fix it. I think what happened is I was going through the stuff on my TV, and I had it on a setting called, like a picture setting called dynamic. And basically, as far as I can understand, that was taking a sensor of the surrounding, basically the room, and changing the color settings on the TV in comparison to how bright or dark the room was. Yep, there's an opening right there. Yeah, I noticed it because as I was trying to adjust the settings before starting this video, the TV was just kind of like changing the bright to dark, bright to dark. I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And I'm like, wait a second, I read the description for dynamic. I'm like, huh, I bet that's my problem. So hopefully this works out. Okay, I know there's an opening over here. What's the best way to get by? I want to show that I can occasionally play this game right. Wonder what that is.
What's wrong?
Now I gotta move because I don't remember if there's a third one or not. Hey, he's way down there. Okay, I got time. I'm not going to bother with what's under the trucks. It's probably just more ammo. I'm doing alright for the moment. I'm pretty sure there's an entrance down here. Once I get inside, I have to switch to my costume. The doctor's robe thing. It's actually, the system they use in this kind of reminds me of the newer Hitman games. Because in this, as you're dressed up as a scientist or a doctor or whatever, if you stand next to other doctors for too long, they will realize that you're not a real doctor, and they'll run over and try to alert the guards. But guards, as long as you don't, you know, it'll block your guns, so you can't pull those out. So, like, as long as you don't touch them, because if you touch them, your costume falls off. You know, because that makes sense. I hate walking in public. Every time I brush against someone, my clothes just fall off. But as long as you don't touch them, then they just assume you're another scientist. They don't care about you. And, let's see. Ooh. Is that the, it's like a geisha or something mask. Very nice. So in the Hitman games, they kind of shifted over time how it worked out. I'm not as familiar with like the first game, but in the second, third, and fourth game, basically, as long as no one saw you get into the costume, you were fine. But oh crap, people can see me through those windows, so I'll have to be quick. Let's see. Face, no paint. And scientist. Very nice. Yep, this makes it so I can't use any weapons. But yeah, as long as you had the costume on, no one would notice you. But they would start noticing you, like if you did things like if you're running, they would become suspicious. If you, hey, there's a frog thing. If you pulled out a weapon, obviously they would freak out, unless you had a costume where weapons were allowed, such as like security guard or police, something like that. And if you walked by the same person repeatedly with different costumes, then they would start recognizing you. And there'd be like a, what, you never look through a locker? Get away from me. I think there's a scientist in there. Okay, I gotta be careful. What do I need in here? Medicine. I don't know if there's actually anything in this room that I actually need. Go back in there. What are you doing? You saw nothing. So the first big change to that formula was in the 5th game. What was the 5th game called? Aha. That was the one that was on like PlayStation 3 and 360, but I can't remember what it was called right off the top of my head. That one upset people. At that point, Blood Money was kind of the favorite because it had expanded your abilities to take out your targets, including ways to make it look like accidents. And so the next one, it had some levels that felt very much like Hitman levels, and then it had some levels that were just like straight up running gun levels. And so people weren't exactly thrilled with it. Let's see. But it made a change. Okay, downstairs is where I have to go eventually, but I want to explore the rest of it first. I should probably actually use a Kodak to make sure there's anything I need to find.
I see you're disguised as a scientist. It suits you rather nicely.
Thank you.
As long as you don't do anything suspicious, like roll or crawl, the enemy should have no reason to suspect you. Sokolov is somewhere inside that lab. Find out where he is and make contact with him. If you want to know where Sokolov is, why don't you ask one of the people around there?
Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Snake, you're disguised.
Yeah. Alright, so in the 5th Hitman game, basically they changed it so only people who basically had the same profession as you would recognize you. So you dress up as a like a chef, and the other chefs would recognize that you're a fraud. You dress up as a security guard, the other security guards would recognize you as a fraud. But the people who weren't part of that group, they would just ignore you. Which is... it's not bad. Oh, crap. A little too enthusiastic there. Some people complain about it for a couple of reasons. One, it meant you could walk around and completely ignore everyone around you until you had someone who just happened to be dressed the same way as you. Then instantly they're like, you're a fraud. Plus, you could hide from them by using your instinct mode, which the animation was funny because basically just had your Agent 47 hold up a hand to kind of half cover his face, and that caused everyone to just no longer be suspicious. Right, let's go upstairs. Whew. So I'm pretty sure I need where are you? Okay. I like to have them clearly visible before I run around them so I don't accidentally bump into them. I think there's stuff to collect upstairs, but I'm pretty sure mission-wise I need to be downstairs. So when they did the Hitman reboot, the way they did it in that game is much more realistic. Where it's just random people who will recognize that you don't belong there. And actually that makes a lot more sense. You could justify it in thinking like, well, you know, like in every job, random people, some people pay a ton of attention, some people don't pay attention at all. So it makes sense that one person might recognize like, hey, you don't belong here, whereas another person won't recognize it unless you are doing something unusual. Hey, I knew there was something in there. Ooh, spider.
Huh?
Occupado. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, that looks like Zone of the Enders. Zone of the Enders was a really fun mech game. It was very... Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to... Actually, that's just a balcony. There might be something out there. It's very arcadey, very fast-paced. Just zipping around these like city environments. Nice. I like the zooming in screen as I approach the door. But yeah, Zone of the Enders was a very fast-paced, very fun game. They were smart to package it with a demo. Like the original game was packaged with a demo for Metal Gear Solid 2. Because Hideo Kojima was not quite the legendary name that he would become yet. So it wasn't quite to the point of don't care what it is, if its name's on it, I have to play it type thing. Let's see, I need to get rid of some food. Excuse me. Oops. Actually, I don't know if it's just going to drop on the ground, so get it over here. So you had a guy who wasn't quite a household name and a brand new series. What's that, 3? Okay, I don't drop them. Yay. So, I mean, obviously people would have tried it. You would have got some good word of mouth, and it may have eventually became a huge success. But by having your first chance to play Metal Gear Solid 2 available with that game, that brought attention to it immediately. Alright. Sorry, I had to run for a second. I was talking about Zone of Enders and the intelligence of putting the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo with it. Because at the time, Metal Gear Solid 2 was pretty much the most anticipated game coming out. Man, mech games. Trying to think my history of mech games. I think my first one. Okay, I know where I am. First one I remember ever playing was actually. Can I go through there right now? Nope. Mech Warrior. Mech Warrior 2, I think. I was visiting a friend, and they had it on their computer. These are video game magazines? No, those are not video game magazines. Oh, man.
Huh? Hey!
What? You never use binoculars?
Hey, stop! What the?
I just wanted to use binoculars. Well, I didn't go well. Ah. You see, depending on which direction the camera's facing. So. I'm just gonna let him kill me. I was trying to get a closer look at the magazines because it was a little blown out in the coloring. See in there? Yes. Ugh. No, I'm not suspicious. You're suspicious. See a Metal Gear Solid 3. Not sure what that is. Tips and tricks, it looks like. Ugh. And Metal Gear Solid 3 again. Those are just ammo. Alright.
Huh?
Well, you were cogging into the hallway. Oh, spiders. We're spiders. Wonder what I find in here. So what was I talking about? Mech games. I had a friend who had Mech Warrior 2. So I remember playing that. I think, as far as I can remember, that was the first mech game ever really played. Okay, nothing in here. What we got there? Jeez, I gotta go through my email sometime. I used to keep up with my I just got an email on my phone. I have my volume turned up. Usually I have it on silent. I have it turned up right now in case, because I've been waiting on a call for a couple days. Anyways, yeah, I used to keep up with my email like crazy. Now I have like 5,000 and I haven't opened most of them. So I should probably catch that up at some point. Next game I remember, it was Iron Blood, I think it was called. It was kind of hey buddy, kind of a Mega Man style game, but you were playing as a mech, and is that her name? I've been wanting to do a video on it, but it's on PC and the compatibility mode on Windows 10 is kind of notoriously garbage. Okay, I want to try to, because there's an upcoming cutscene. I want to try to get to that cutscene, and then basically that'll be how I end this episode. You can either watch the cutscene or just skip it if you don't care about the story. Although this is taking a while, I don't know how long I've even been playing because I didn't check to see how long into the video I was when I stopped to go to the bathroom. Alright, stairs somewhere over here. Ugh. So if I ever get Iron Blood to work, then I'll do a video on that. Remember in the arcades playing Virtual On? It's like a 3D arena style fighting game where you played as mechs. That was really cool. I have Virtual On Dreamcast, which I've only played a couple times. According to everything I've read, the Dreamcast one's not a very good version of the game. It gets the job done, but it's just nowhere near as fun as the arcade one was. Jeez, sorry. PlayStation Magazine, Metal Gear Solid 2. Game Informer. Hi. PSM. Proof that magazine used to exist. Oh man, I used to love that magazine. Oh, cool. I subscribed to PSM for a lot of years. I really liked the... Gotta stop smashing into that. I really liked the team they had. I got really comfortable with them. Found some of them I had opinions that I felt were pretty similar to some of them. So, yeah, this is back when I frequently checked reviews. I thought I heard someone come through. Checked reviews before buying stuff. And so I found that I had a similar opinion to them, so I really trusted their reviews. Then their magazine disappeared for a while, and they got a new team, and when they got the new team, they're like, don't worry, it's the same old PSM that you always loved. I got the first couple magazines and it felt so different. I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. But this is a pretty long cutscene. Some good story information in here. But I'm gonna call this an episode. Let you guys enjoy the cutscene. And yeah,
If you're
until
looking for
next time, my
Sokolov,
dear
he's not
friends.
here
Until
anymore.
next time.
Put that thing away. You'll spoil my drink. So, you're the intruder everyone's talking about. Typical capitalist dog. No manners.
And who are you?
You mean you've never heard of me? And you call yourself an agent? Very well, then. I am Alexander Leonovich Granin. A man of some importance, if I do say so myself. I am the foremost weapons scientist in the Soviet Union, and the head of the glorious Granin Design Bureau. This is the Order of Lenin. It is an honor of the greatest magnitude, given along with the title of Hero of Socialism to only the finest workers. It was awarded to me in recognition of my brilliant contributions to society. Since the Great Patriotic War, I have created countless weapons in the service of our great communist society. It was thanks to me that we were able to stamp out the Nazi scum. It was I who created the basic design for the mobile ballistic missile system you know and fear as SS-1C.
You're crocked, aren't you?
I'm merely drowning my sorrow. Because of him, I've got nothing to do but sit here and drink this crap.
Him?
Sokolov. It's him you're looking for, isn't it? Because of him, I have been stripped of my authority. My research has come to nothing. Look. It is a revolutionary mobile nuclear missile system. A bipedal tank.
A bipedal tank?
Yes, a walking tank. A robot. Are you familiar with the theory of the missing link between apes and humans? Well, this technology will be the missing link between infantry and artillery. A kind of Metal Gear, if you will. And this magnificent Metal Gear will mark a revolutionary step forward in weapons development.
Metal Gear?
But I won't be used so easily. No crying myself to sleep. For you see, I'm going to send these documents to my friend in the United States.
What?
These bastards will live to regret this. And when they themselves become the targets of my creation, they will know my true greatness. Yes, Sokolov's pathetic Shagohod pales in comparison to my work. What are you going to do with a rocket engine on a tank?
About Sokolov.
A tank does not need a rocket. It needs something else. Look at these.
Nice shoes.
No. Legs. Legs that allow it to go anywhere. Just as when humans learn to walk upright. That is the real revolution in weaponry. Don't you agree? But the fool's in charge. Joe Sokolov.
And where is Sokolov?
My project has been terminated. The philosopher's legacy has been handed over to him.
What the hell are you talking about?
The philosopher's legacy. Haven't you heard of the philosophers? The Colonel has inherited their immense legacy. Volgin's father was in charge of the philosopher's money laundering activities. In the confusion of the war, he somehow ended up with their treasure. And Volgin inherited that treasure illegally. We never need to worry about the military budget. The development costs at our facility are all paid out of the Colonel's deep pockets. The weapons born here will be the genes for creating an entirely new form of warfare. The funding for my research came out of that legacy. Came out of it. Now, my money, my men, all have been diverted to the Shagohod project. Tomorrow, they will be conducting the final test, while Sokolov is making the final preparations in the weapons factory at Volgin's main base, the great fortress of Grozny Grad. Here I am, playing host to an enemy spy and drinking myself into a stupor.
That's where they moved Sokolov?
Yes,
And the Shagohod is there too?
of course. Hey! You're not thinking of going to Grozny Grad. Are you mad? It's an impenetrable fortress.
I'm sure it is.
You'll be killed.
I'll take my chances.
Wait.
What?
Listen to me, you fool. I want to help you.
Help me?
To thank you for your compliment.
What compliment?
My shoes. Tatiana gave them to me. I wanted to thank you for complimenting me on them. I'll tell you how to get into the fortress. In return, I ask only that you get that idiot out of there and destroy the Shagohod. There is an underground tunnel that runs around the perimeter of the fortress. You should be able to use it to sneak into the base. Head for the mountains. The entrance to the tunnel is located there. Take this. You passed through a warehouse on your way here, didn't you?
Yeah.
There should have been a locked door inside of it. Do you remember it? This key will open that door. Beyond that door lies the vast jungle. You can climb up into the mountains from the far end of the jungle. Go back to the warehouse. Use the key to open the locked door and head for the mountains. Got it?
Why are you helping me?
Unlike Sokolov, the thought of defecting has never once crossed my mind. I love my country. I love this land. I cannot even imagine living anywhere else. I wish to remain a hero of the great motherland. I cannot bear the thought of being hounded into a corner and left to waste away. It is already dawn. We must hurry. I will remain here and nurse my troubles for a little longer. To capitalism!